Annex World Champion George Foreman meets Ron Lyle in what became a classic battle of the Big Punchers. Las Vegas, 24th of January, 1976.
A wild, almost amateurish right as Lyle came charging out. Foreman in the red trunks, Lyle in the white. George lagging his right leg behind him in the manner that Frazier did against Ali in the last two fights between those two. The effect of that is really to cut off the ring. Lyle is not a bad boxer, though he has a tendency to let the hand stay too low. So far as you can see, fighters feeling each other out. Lyle showing foot movement. George stalking, lagging the back leg, but not yet connecting with a stiff left jab. He tried to get first one in, didn't get it through, the second got in. I must say, Kenny, George appears to be in much better condition than in that abortive thing in Toronto last May against the 5 fighters.
That's very true. He looks very good. He's using a very good jab. Very stiff, very
Lyle got in a good left. George's face went back. Lyle has never been afraid of anybody. He doesn't know the meaning of the word fear. You know the Lyle story. 7.5 years in Colorado State prison. Learned to fight there. And as I told you earlier, fought Ali here last May, and Ali scored an 11th round TKO. A good right by Lyle. A good right by Lyle, and he's got Foreman in trouble. He's got him in trouble. George staggering off the ropes, and Lyle all over him. A surprising trend of events. George looking over here to Gil Clancy, sitting right next to me for instructions. You see George in trouble. A late flurry by Lyle, staggering George, who comes wobbling really back toward his corner. Let's look at it in slow motion, Kenny.
Okay, here we go with a very good right hand. Very good right hand by Lyle there. He set him up good with a jab. As I said before, Howard, it shows that Lyle has no fear of Foreman. None at all.
The voice of Kenny Norton at ringside with yours truly.
If he isn't dominant, pardon me, Howard, if he isn't dominant this round, then Lyle will get very confident and run away.
Lyle right at him, but again with a wild swing. George trying to move, bouncing on his toes. That's the first time George got in 2 good short left jabs, and that's what he must do. Well, Lyle with a good left. George fighting back now.
Howard, as you can see, Lyle is giving Foreman no respect, and he's pressing the action now.
That could be a mistake, Kenny.
It could be.
George is fighting back now.
He's fighting back, but Lyle's very aggressive there, and he's catching most of the punches with his glove.
See that right come around and land on Foreman. Foreman in the red trunks, Lyle in the white. And the advisors are yelling to Foreman, keep those hands up. Now Lyle is hurt. Now Lyle is hurt. Quickly, Foreman landed a left and a right and another left, and Lyle's in trouble. He's against the ropes, trying to cover. Now let's see if George has learned what to do with an opponent against the ropes. certain it is. He didn't know what to do in Zaire. Look at that left of Foreman's get in there. And it's a different Lyle now. He's a little shaky. The leg's just a little rubbery. Foreman is a tremendous puncher. No question about that. Ken Norton can attest to that. I told you we'd have a slugfest, and that's what we've got.
Very good counter right hand by Lyle there. Very good.
Two active rounds. Two very active rounds, and the crowd loving it. Fighters, by the way, using 8-ounce gloves. New York and California require 10-ounce gloves. 8-ounce gloves, less padding, greater damage from the blows. More punishment, more knockdowns likely.
Howard, if you notice, Ron Lyle's over right hand is working very well on Foreman's left hand. His left hand is down, and Ron's going right over with an overhand right.
By the way, Ken Norton unofficially scored, of course, the first round for Lyle, the second round for George Foreman. I tell you, Kenny, Lyle must be careful. You're right about the use of the right. There it was again, over Foreman's left. But Foreman's jab is beginning to get to Lyle's head, and Foreman's power is so punishing that he can end the fight at any time.
That's very true, but he can't afford to let Foreman really get off. He's got to be more aggressive and kind of force the action. If he gives Foreman punching room and way to utilize his power, then this is all in Foreman's favor.
Agreed.
George in the belly! George, hook to the body, George! Get out, hook to the body! Do it! Do it! Do it, I'm telling you!
Lyle in the corner against the ropes.
But then again, Howard, I think Lyle is playing possum. He's trying to wait for Foreman to throw a right hand.
Lyle just threw a good right hand, Kenny. Gil Clancy screaming, hook to the body, George. Hook to the body. George just tried to hook to the body in response to Clancy's exhortations, but he didn't get through Lyle's guard.
Howard, Foreman is pawing, looking for the one big shot there, and Lyle's trying to counter.
Less than 20 seconds left in this, the third round. Foreman the red trunks, Lyle the white. Lyle with a very good counter right. The right has been Lyle's best weapon against Foreman thus far in the fight. Approaching the end of the round. We're back for the start of round 4. In what has been a very active fight thus far. The first round, Lyle staggered Foreman. Adam rubbery leg. Foreman retreating. The second round, George coming back fighting. George now looking over to Gil Clancy right next to me. Getting instructions from Gil. If Gil is anything, he's a teacher. Master's degree in recreation. He's been teaching all his life. Whether boxers, kids playing in the playground, or a good right by Lyle. Kenny, you're right. He's been using that right beautifully over Foreman's left.
That is very effective. And Howard, we just found out for sure that the second round was only 2 minutes long.
That's correct. Chet Forty, our producer, retimed the second round in our truck. Lyle all over. Lyle has Foreman in trouble. Foreman is down. It started with a right, then a left. Foreman looking over here. Lyle to the neutral corner. It's mandatory 8 count. Foreman trying to hold together. Trying to keep his senses. Lyle putting on a tremendous demonstration. Now trying to move in on Foreman and end it. Remember how invincible George Foreman looked through 40 bouts. The man who knocked out Frazier in the second round to win the title. The man who knocked out Ken Norton, the man next to me in Caracas, Venezuela, in the second round. What's happened to him? Well, in the 15 months since Zaire, he's been relatively inactive. except for that charade in Toronto against the Frightful Five. Now Foreman fighting back. Oh, Foreman is in trouble. Lyle caught him with a good left. Now George, now George struck back. Now George fought back with a magnificent right. George fought back. Lyle let himself open for that.
He got overly aggressive there, and he was very excited, and Foreman was going hard, desperation punches.
A minute to go in a wild fight, just as Lyle apparently had George in trouble. George with that punching power that we talked about in prior fights. Lyle is now ready to go. Against the rope. Now 40 seconds left in the round. Lyle covering up against the rope. His handler screaming to Foreman, hit him in the body. George at the head. Lyle is now wide open. He is... Lyle trying to swing back. This isn't artistic, but it is slugging the way the public wants. Lyle now trying to fight back. Only 10 seconds left in the round. Now Foreman was staggered. Foreman was staggered by a Lyle left. Foreman goes down. Foreman goes down. Lyle fights back. Foreman has no saving by the bell, but Foreman is up. Foreman is up. What a fight, Dennis.
Well, this is a slugger's fest here. And both men are leaving themselves wide open.
As Kenny said, both fighters leave themselves wide open. Call it over the slow-mo, Kenny.
Here we go right now. Both fighters leave themselves wide open. They're both relying totally on power here. George uses his strength. He was hurt. He comes back and he staggers Lyle. Foreman goes down here with a very good Lyle punch. They're both working very hard. They're both utilizing their power and forgetting boxing.
As I said, I would hardly call this an artistic affair, but at the very beginning we told you we looked for a slugfest. And most people, remembering George's absence of stamina here, had the feeling if Lyle could get past the 5th round, his chances would materially improve.
That's very true. And Lyle has been known to come on in the later rounds. He's very good. His stamina is very good. His punching power is good. But now the question is if George can recover and continue on here in the later rounds.
Kenny Norton at ringside with how it goes out. 5th round action underway.
Power from here on in, I think it's a match in power and a match in stamina. I think Lyle has the middle edge right here.
Both seem wary already, and who could blame them the way they've been punching with the damage they've each been making. A good left by Lyle. Foreman holding on.
Here we go, Howard.
Staggering all over the ring. Lyle against the rope, throwing the left uppercut. Foreman in trouble again. No bounce in the leg.
Foreman's in bad trouble now. Lyle's trying to hit. And Foreman's hands are down, if you notice. It's very good for Lyle's hook and overhand right.
Foreman looking over here at Clancy for advice, and yet he doesn't even seem to be with it. Kenny made the point that George's hands are down, and so they are. George is falling forward over Lyle, trying to hit back.
This is really a heavyweight fight, Howard. Total guts here and power.
George got a series of left jabs in there, then a right.
They both right hands, Howard, right there.